So your goal is to go into a calorie deficit to lose body fat. Should you track each of your macronutrients, so carbs, fats, and protein, or just overall calories and protein? Stay tuned. What's going on? Pro Physique Coach Ben Berluti here. Today, we're going to talk about that energy deficit. Look, a deficit of some sort is going to lead to fat loss, okay? So we know that if we eat less food than what it takes for us to maintain our weight, it's going to lead to weight loss, okay? So if we are maintaining weight, for example, at 3,000 calories, and we go to about maybe a 20% calorie deficit down to, 2,400 calories, that will put us in a calorie deficit. We will see weight loss, okay? Doing some exercise to go along with that will help us burn some more calories and thus expend calories through exercise, okay? Now, today we're talking about the nutrition side of things. So, should we split up those 2,400 example calories into specific and set macro targets for our carbs, our fats, and our protein? Or should we just track a protein target and let the rest of our calories go towards fats and carbs and let them fall as they may? You can absolutely achieve weight loss either way. Today I want to make the case for tracking each of your macros, okay? So here is why I do this with my clients and why I recommend doing it. When you track each of your macronutrients, it forces you to be very accountable to hitting each of those targets. Look, let's say you determine a protein target for yourself and you're a 200-pound individual, or I should say your goal body weight, let's say, is 200 pounds. 200 grams of protein is a good goal. About a gram per pound of body weight, even a little bit less, is perfectly adequate for an individual looking to build and retain muscle, stay full, and make progress during a weight loss phase, right? So let's say we were going for 200 grams of protein. Hey, that's 800 calories. So if our example is 2,400 calories total of a deficit, right? So we're having 2,400 total calories. 800 of those calories are being accounted for via protein. We have 1,600 calories left over. I'd recommend splitting up your carbs and fats, from that target. But let's say you weren't necessarily tracking your carbs and fats. You're just going, I'm going to let the rest of my calories go towards that. It can be easy to become lackadaisical without even realizing it with your calories from carbs and fats and thus overshoot your daily calorie targets. And then when things are kind of stagnant on the scale after several weeks, we're not seeing any progress in our measurements or pictures, we're banging our head against the wall. We're like, what happened? Why am I not making progress? It's likely that we're accidentally over-consuming calories, okay? It can be very easy to have some extra fats. A handful of almonds, whose handful is it, right? Is it literally 10 almonds or is it a handful of almonds? That is a high amount of fat, very calorically dense food, and that could be a difference of 200, 300, 400 calories right there, right? If I'm putting oils in my pan that I'm cooking with, I could be frying one egg and I could account for that. But if I took some olive oil and I poured it in the pan, I didn't even think about calculating that, there's a bunch of extra calories from fat that I didn't take account of or account for. And same thing with carbohydrates. Let's say we're having, healthy foods, right? And we're having some rice. Hey, how much rice did you have at your meal? I don't know. I didn't really track it. Well, hey, therein lies our problem, right? So I recommend tracking each of your macros for that reason, number one. And number two, when we look at the properties and purposes of carbs and fats, like fats are very important for regulating our hormones, aiding in digestion, absorption of macronutrients, as well as providing energy for lower intensity activities. But beyond that, fats do not have a storage form. Excess fats will be stored as body fat, okay? And to optimize, your body composition, I really recommend having adequate protein, keeping fats between 20 and 30% of your calories, and really putting as many calories towards carbohydrates as you can, okay? Because carbs are our body's preferred energy source. Look, if we're trying to optimize body composition, lose fat, hold on to some muscle, build some muscle, we need energy to perform well in the gym. We want to progress. We want to move more weight, do more reps. We need energy to do that, okay? Carbohydrates are a beautiful thing when it comes to that, okay? Carbohydrates will really benefit your resistance exercise, so use them to your advantage. Look, carbohydrates are stored in our bodies as glycogen in our muscles and our liver, right? So like when we exercise, hey, we're going to be using some of those stored glycogen stores to fuel our exercise, right? So that's kind of the second reason why I recommend tracking each of your macros. So that's it. Some thoughts for you to consider as you go about setting up your calorie deficit. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to hearing from you soon, okay? Take care.